Hello. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining in. If you could type your name in, I don't know, everyone's you have a different username. Your name's not in your username. Type in your name so I can greet you all by name. Hi, lovely Lady Cole. Thank you guys for coming in, tuning in to the first weekly broadcast of Sex, the Story Behind the Pleasure. Hi, Marcus. All right. Thank you guys for showing hearts. Appreciate that. For those of you tuning in, if this is your first time, my name is CTJackson. And welcome to the first weekly broadcast of Sex, the Story Behind the Pleasure. I'm CTJackson. I am the owner and founder of Breaking It Down with CTJackson. And I'm also a teacher, and I'm also a future author. So be on the lookout for my first book. In case you didn't know, I have on a shirt that has the word sex. It's real big. You can't miss it. Can't miss it. It has Sex, the Story Behind the Pleasure, and on the back I have the title of my company, Breaking It Down with CTJackson, Good, Bad, and Ugly. So, and that's what we're here to talk about today. I just want to welcome you all. Make sure you share this broadcast with your followers. If you have an iPhone, you can swipe right to share the broadcast. If you have an Android, swipe up to share. Share with your followers. I'm not sure how to block people yet, so if anyone knows how to block people, please do that for me. They'll be awesome. And so I have to learn how to block people that I don't want on the broadcast. So Erica, if you know how to block them, please block them for me. Thank you. I very appreciate that. Like I said, share this with your followers. Feel free to share this with your followers. I am the owner and founder of Breaking It Down with CTJackson. And what is that? That is a company to help teens make an informed decision about sex through the stories of others. I remember when I first started this company, a lot of people thought I was some kind of sex therapist. So, especially when they saw the motto, Sex, the Story Behind the Pleasure. And so, thank you, you all. Thank you, lovely Lady Cole. People thought I was a sex therapist, or they had another idea. Have this name and block them. Okay, thank you. So they had some kind of other idea. Their mind just went somewhere else. So I had to explain, no, I'm not a sex therapist or whatever you may think, but I'm here to help teens make an informed decision about sex through the story of others. Now, if you're a teen watching this right now, I'm not here to force you in. Before I keep going, if you like anything that I'm saying, feel free to tap the screen to give this broadcast some hearts. That lets me know that the topic is good, or what I'm saying you like. Just give me an idea how the broadcast is gonna go. So thank you. And so I'm not here to force you to wait till you're married to have sex or things like that. But what I am here to just give information. If you notice the logo on the back of my shirt for Breaking It Down with CTJackson, I have good, bad, and ugly. Let's see. Okay. I think I blocked some couple of people right now. We do have some people, like I said, people will get the wrong idea and think it's something which is not. So good, bad, and ugly. What I mean by that is, first of all, let's get one thing straight. Sex is a great thing. And if you're typing, I want everyone to type in the screen, sex is a great thing. Sex is a great thing. It's a God thing. It's created by God. Sex is a great thing. Please type that in the screen. Sex is a great thing. Sex is a great thing. It's a good thing. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing to talk about, to do, or anything like that. So that's what I want to first get clear. Sex is a great, thank you. Sex is a great thing. And so what I mean by is the good, bad, and ugly. It's just that when there's a certain time, like I decided to wait till I'm married to have sex, and I'll get into the reasons for that just a little bit later. Sex is a great thing, but when you not handle it correctly, it can turn to something bad or ugly. For example, let's say you may catch a disease by someone you have sex with. That can turn into an ugly situation. Or let's take it even further. You may not get pregnant, or you may not get a disease, but there's some connection that happens when you have sex with someone. So that can be even more costly than the pregnancy or the disease, because you may no longer be with that person once you have sex with them, but you have moved on to someone else, but you're still connected with them. And that's a topic we'll cover in the future about the connection part. Just to back it up a little bit, we'll be doing weekly broadcasts on Mondays at 7 o'clock. Like I said, share it with your followers, different topics. You'll hear things about celibacy. That means, waiting to have sex, and I chose to do that, waiting till I'm married to have sex. So you'll hear me talk a lot about celibacy, and you'll hear me talk a lot about celibacy, and then you may hear from other people. So you just never know what may take place. So you want to the story behind the pleasure, hear the story. So let's just go ahead and get into as far as me personally. At 16, I decided to make a vow to God that I wanted to wait until I'm married to have sex. Why? Well, because I realized that was something. I had something so valuable, and I didn't want to give that to anybody. So I went through some purity classes at my church and made that commitment. That was at 16. Now, I did get teased for that. Even as an adult, I got teased for that a lot. And so that's where Breaking It Down with CTJackson came in. And so that was 2 years ago when I started all this. So thank you for the hearts, guys. But around when I was 18, things kind of changed. I participated in oral sex, and so it kind of left me like, oh my goodness, what did I just do? What had just happened? And so I stopped there. But even though people may think, oh, it's just oral sex, well, it's not. There's still a connection there. I still went further than I wanted to, but I stopped there. And so then after that, I said, okay, no, if I really want to do this, I got to do it right. So I had to take a different view on it. I had to not do the oral sex thing, because it either you're going to go further or you're going to go stop. So I knew I wasn't going to go further. So I stopped. And so from then on, I've been walking in celibacy, making sure that I stay committed to that promise that I made when I was 16. So this is really what it's about, a welcome for you all to actually know who I am and what I'm all about and what I stand for. And feel free, if you have any questions, comments, or any topics that you think that teens need to know about, and if you're an adult watching this, if you're any topics that think that need to be discussed, because they're talking about sex. I'm a teacher in the day. I teach in the day. And so they are definitely talking about it. And what I really want to do is create different ways for them to hear stories from people through sex. And the Periscope is one of them. The book that I have coming out for teen girls this year is another way. So throughout the years, I'll create different ways to present these stories, because then you will, because a lot of times we make decisions based on how other people make decisions. And, you hear somebody else's testimony that saves you from making a bad decision. So, or it'll help you make a good decision or an informed decision. More information. You're able to sit back and say, okay, they say sex is a great thing, but let me just try this. Let me think about if I want to do it now or if I want to wait. So we learn, when you know better, you do better, and you learn from people. I learn a lot from people, and even during those times, and this is a myth that I do talk to girls and guys. I will say this, when I go to where the audience is girls and guys, I bring up, I've done panels, I've done co-ed panels, men and women, so that leaves way for a lot of times guys might not feel comfortable asking me a question about sex, and personally I'm not a guy, so it's good to have males there to answer their questions as well, and I can still answer some if they have something. So yes, I will talk to guys, and then but also I normally bring, when I go out to speak, I'll bring men with me on a panel. So it's been, I've done that before. It was really great interaction, the different questions that girls ask and the different questions that boys ask. So thank you. That was a really good question. Any more questions, comments about anything I said, or what I do, what I want to do in the future? Don't be shy. Well, if nobody has a question, I'll just continue on. One of the things I was saying, that people think when they hear you say that you're gonna wait till you're married to have sex, or you never had sex, when they think that you are like totally distant from what's going on sexually, the sexual world. But that's not the case. It's not that I'm just ignorant or I don't even have these urges. Like, I don't even know where they get this from. I didn't tell people this. I never said that I don't get the urges or I don't get tempted to have sex. That's not true. Or people just, their whole perspective of you, view of you changes when you tell them that. So it's funny to me, because they think that there are times where I don't have these certain feelings, when in actuality I do. It's just that what I do with them is quite differently. It's quite different from somebody who's not trying to be celibate until marriage. It's different. So it's just a different way of handling it. Thank you for joining. So yeah, I don't know where I get that myth from. I didn't tell them that. But just to give you an idea what to look for in these weekly broadcasts, just a casual conversation. A lot, especially between adults and teens, we gotta bridge that gap between talking about sex. I know I don't remember having a full blown out birds and the bees first time talking about sex with my parents, so it's kind of like taboo almost. So I want to stop that. We need to get teens to know, because this hasn't changed. It pretty much has not changed how sex goes last time I checked, but we want to create a casual conversation, and we don't want to just tell them don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I don't know if you all heard that, but that's pretty much what I was saying. Don't do it, wait. Well, why are we waiting? I mean, why? If you want to type in some comments on why should kids wait? Why can't they go and do whatever they want to right now with whoever they want to at whatever age? So just type in some reasons why they should wait, because they want to know. And why should they wait, or why should they do it right now? If you think they should do it right now, why should they do it right now? Or why should they wait? Why should they wait? Why should they don't want to have a pregnancy? Okay. Diseases. Kids should wait because they are not ready for the consequences. Okay, those are all good points. And I read with the one about consequences. A lot of times you hear, or if you're going to have sex, make sure you protect yourself for pregnancy and disease. But people miss the thing. Sometimes, what if you don't get pregnant? Oh, you don't get the disease. There is still something that happens when you have sex with someone. So it's not just about getting pregnant or getting the disease. It's there, like I said earlier, there is a connection that goes on, which can lead to other things I say, when I even just participate in oral sex, emotions, yes, there is an emotional connection. Exactly. And that can probably, affect you more than the pregnancy would. So just imagine you're pregnant and the emotions on top of that. So that's when we get into the bad and ugly parts about sex, when we don't approach it the right way. So not to say kids are great. I think kids are awesome. I'm a teacher, yes. So I think kids are the greatest thing ever. It's just that sometimes you might not want to get pregnant at 16. I mean, I didn't want to get pregnant at 16. No, not because my mom didn't want me to, but I just couldn't imagine being pregnant at 16. Yes, mentally, especially when the two people, that person might not be feeling the same way that you're feeling about them. So then that's when you get to the emotional part of it. And anybody have any other questions right now? I'll start right now for questions or comments, or if you know an organization that would want me to come and speak, feel free to leave your email, or you can contact me via Facebook, Instagram, or email at breakingitdowncj@gmail.com. That's Facebook, Instagram, and breakingitdowncj@gmail.com. I'm so glad y'all tuned in. I really was excited about this first broadcast. I've been postponing this, procrastinating this, but I'm finally doing it. I thank you guys for tuning in. Please share it when if you came in the middle of the broadcast, watch the replay. Do I talk? Yes, I do. I will talk to young adults. In fact, that's how I started actually talking about sex. I was talking to not just young adults. I was talking to people older than me about maintaining purity in our minds, thoughts, and our actions as well. So I will talk to adults as well. So I don't have a problem with that. Any other questions? Okay, I understand about putting up. You understand about putting up, but I get nervous. And a couple of weeks ago, Erica mentioned she's getting nervous. Okay, I talked about fear, and ever since I've been talking about fear, it seems like the whole world is on this, and this is just a little side thing, whole world is on this fear thing, and faith over fear, God, you can't please God if you are fearful, and that's just with anything. It's just impossible to please God without faith. And so I really had to say to myself, okay, what am I so afraid? Just do it. So if you're nervous or afraid of anything, just you gotta really convince yourself that you don't have to be afraid. God is with you. He's with me on this periscope. He's gonna be with me after this periscope. He's gonna be with me on the next one. So I always tell people, if you knew me 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been on periscope or any kind of nothing teaching. I never thought I would be a teacher. I never thought I'd be becoming an author. I never thought I'd be on this periscope talking to you all, or whoever's going to watch it in the future. And I never thought I would be speaking to people about something so sensitive as sex. I just had no idea. So it's really baby steps. It just kind of happened. Baby steps. I took baby steps to get there. So I know once I do this, I can go on to the next thing. So take it small. And just, but I'm always it's on social media. Well, this is live, so it can be nervous, but you can do it. So, like I said, I tell everybody, if I can do it, anybody can. Cause I was so shy as a child. Even still, I'm still reserved, laid back. I don't just come out immediately unless I really know you. But I had to overcome the shyness. I was really shy as a child, so things have changed a whole lot for me. Apparently I couldn't be shy as a teacher. I couldn't be shy as a business owner. So I kind of had to put my big girl panties on and roll with the punches. So that's what I had to do. So if nothing else, let me be an inspiration to reach whatever goal you may have. But nope. So because any more questions or comments about breaking it down with CTJackson, make sure if you haven't liked it on Facebook, please like it on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube. Share this replay. I'm excited about the next couple of times in the future about weekly broadcasts every Monday at 7:00. Share this. It'll be different topics each time. You never know exactly what's going to happen. Thank you guys for tuning in. What type of topics will you talk about? Okay, what type of topics will I talk about? The first one earlier I mentioned, I talk about celibacy. You hear me talk about a lot about celibacy just because that's my area, and that's what the journey that I'm on. Another topic, soul ties. That's huge, and that's when I was talking about there is a connection that goes on. It's not just about getting pregnant or getting a disease. And so we'll have to talk. Pornography is another thing. Masturbation, and we'll talk about pregnancy. If you parenting, that's a result of having sex. So I'm not a parent, but we can talk about it. And don't be shocked if I bring guests on to the weekly broadcast. Like I said, breaking it down with CTJackson is where I help teens make an informed decision about sex through the stories of others. So obviously, I have not went all the way with sex, so I can't tell you everything. So that's why I always bring other people sometimes to the panel to cover those questions that they may have been experienced with, for someone who may have been addicted to pornography, and what's that like with them. They experienced that. Let's see. Soul ties, I talked about that. Pornography, masturbation, oral sex, types of sex, oral sex, anal sex. We'll get into that. Birth control. If you do, now let's say you hear stories from the people, you say, okay, Shamel said this, Keisha said this, Lisa said this, Mike said this, Bobby said this. Okay, what do I want to do? Okay, let's say I decide I want to do this. Okay, then you got to take the necessary steps to, birth control, condoms, all that type of thing. So, we'll talk about those type of things too. But if you don't want to wait, if you do want to wait, then you have people who have waited or have waited till they were married. Another thing, talk about people that actually waited till they're married. I know people that are virgins right now, and I know male and female. So I actually am dating someone that is a virgin. So which I thought was impossible. So God had to tell me, look, you think it's impossible, it is not. And so it's really great. I just, when you finally experience something you thought was impossible, it's a great feeling to be with somebody that hasn't been with anybody else. Not to knock anybody that has had sex or whatever. You did what you did. That's, done. We all have done things that we didn't want to do or anything like that. But I'm just giving you my experience in that area. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Anything else before we and I want to keep it short and sweet each week. I thank you guys for tuning it in. For taking out the time on your busy schedule. How do you and your boyfriend deal with the earth? How do we deal with it? A lot of things. We have a lot of times we get caught up, like we like to say, oh, it's just happened. Not me personally, but people like to say things just happen. Things never really just happen. You either went somewhere you didn't supposed to go, put yourself in a position that you shouldn't have been in for it to happen. So, just to give an example, he doesn't stay in the same state as me. So when we visit each other, we don't stay together. So that's just one boundary that we have to fight the urge. The most important thing is we have a relationship with God. That is number one, and that's just me. me and him personally, relationship with God, because without that, I can't. If I'm doing this because of God, I have to make sure my relationship with Him is on point, because that's gonna make me say, okay, I want to please God, and He wants me to wait till I'm married. So I have to always, constantly stay in His Word, making sure I'm reading His Word, spending time with Him. I stay busy a lot with things at the church. We're breaking it down with CTJackson. So that helps. The devil's, I itemize the devil's playground. So I really, you leave less time to be tempted. So that's number one. Number one, relationship with God. We both have a relationship with God, and so regardless if, let's say I slip up one day, let's say I want to do this, but his relationship with God is so strong, he's gonna say, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, because we made a promise to God. This is not what God wants us to do. So it just works out, or if vice versa, let's say He wants to do whatever the case may be, we get tempted. I can sit back and say, no, I love God. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna wait, like He said. So that's the most important, relationship with God. And I read a lot of scriptures. I read a lot of books on purity, and just to keep myself reminded of why I'm waiting. And another thing, when I was younger, much younger, before I started dating someone who was a virgin, I actually thought, it's like, man, everyone's doing it. I wanted to actually go and say, what's the big deal if I don't wait? I was at that point much young, maybe like 19 or 20, I think. I don't know the exact age, but I wasn't in high school, I know that. But I look back, I said, no. I looked at other people, family members, what they had experienced through sex. I said, no. And I had friends. Friends help me. There's accountability there. When you have friends that support you in your decision, that helps a whole lot. So I have to hang around people that support me. And relationship with God. So yeah, there was a time when I said, I don't want to wait. So I just, wanted to get rid of the urge and get it over with. But I had to come back to myself. I'm like, no, Shamel, this is why you're doing this. So it's not just, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not easy sometimes. It's not easy, but it's easier for me when I stay connected with God, and I surround myself with people and things that do not influence me to have sex. So I make sure I'm not watching certain things or listen to certain music, or going certain places that's going to leave thoughts of, me reading certain things. Oh, another thing I want to talk about, things you read or watch, music, TV, things you watch, all of that plays a factor in, influence you to have sex. So if you let's say you on a diet, you're not trying to eat candy. Let's say, why would you go to a candy store? I mean, you wouldn't go to a candy store if you're trying to not eat candy. You're not gonna go to a candy store where they got all this candy. So you have to look at it like that. If I'm not trying to have sex to marry, okay, I can't be around stuff that's gonna make me want to have sex before marriage. So that's kind of, I hope that answered your question. I probably went further than you expected, but just let me know if that answered your question. But as far as me and my boyfriend, you can let me know if you still have some questions. Feel free to type it on the screen, and I'll answer the best way I can. And since that made me think about something he said to me in the beginning of our relationship. He wanted to, okay, thank you, okay, glad I can answer that. Something he said to me in the beginning of our relationship, he said he didn't want to kiss until anybody till he's married. Now, I've kissed somebody before, he's kissed people before, but he didn't want to do that again until he was married. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm just being honest. Are you kidding me? I mean, I didn't say that to him, but in my mind, I was like, oh my God, is he serious? But months later, I don't think it was months later. It's probably like weeks later. I was reading an article on a couple, and she said that her and her current husband had both said they didn't want to kiss until they were married for different reasons. It's just like I said, we don't stay in the same hotel. They want to avoid things. So when you kissing, it's like, okay, what we gonna do after kissing? That leads to other things. So I said, okay, that's a good idea. Even though at first I was like, I don't know, I don't know if I could do that. But if I know the reason behind the benefit behind it, I'm gonna try to do it. So I saw that, and so I came into agreement with what he wanted to do. So it just works out that way. If y'all can type in, what are some things you all would want teens to know about sex? Like I said, I don't know everything, so I want to know what you all think I could add to my curriculum about sex over sex. So let's see, anything you could throw out there that I may not have thought of, I missed. Okay, well, if y'all feel free, connect with me on social media. If you come to think about it, do you mean parent pressure or peer pressure? Just want to make sure I get that correct. Parent pressure, or do you mean peer pressure? Peer pressure. Just let me know if you really meant parent pressure. I have a parent. You have okay. You have a parent who encourages sex now. How to deal with that? Okay. So how did it? Okay. How did it? They're pressuring an adult to have sex, or they're pressuring a teen to have sex? Okay, both. Okay, so I'll deal with it's very rare that I hear a parent pressuring a teen to have sex. That's really where most parents are like, no, you don't need to do it. If they even talk about it, no, you don't need to do that. If it's a teen, obviously you gotta respect your parents, and that doesn't mean you give into if I was a teen and it was my parent trying to pressure me to have sex, I would just explain to them, mom or dad or both, mom and dad, this is why I want to wait to marriage, or whenever they want to have sex, I want to wait. I don't want to do this right now because of these reasons, and it would be really awesome if you could respect my decision. And for me, I honestly, at this point in my life, I go to God whenever I'm in disagreement with someone. I go to God in prayer about it, and so go to God in prayer about it. And I just have to be honest. I know, I'm not sure what the religious background is, but for me, I have to go to God in prayer about it, and like, Lord, this is what I know I want to do. I know this is the right thing to do. Can you show my parents what I'm trying to do as far as you can do that as an adult and as a teen. I know as an adult, I know how they can feel, because when you're an adult, when you get a certain age, people think, what you waiting on? You an adult now. But like I said, it's so much story behind the pleasure. So it's so much that goes with sex. It's not just sex. So even as an adult, and you kind of have to have tough skin. I had to build it. You really have to have tough skin, especially as an adult, because people will come at you. People will try you. People will try you from both ends, men and women. Because like I said, I got teased a lot for it. But you know what? At the end of the day, when I told them why I wanted to do it, and this is what I'm doing, they respected me for it. Even though they disagreed, they respected me for it. But, whether or not they respected me or not, Shamel was going to do what she wanted she thought she was right for her. So regardless of what they thought about it. So for me as an adult, I just tell them this is what it is, and then you can't respect that, then you don't have to. You're gonna agree to disagree. It's your life. It's really your life. And I don't understand why people get so concerned about what you're gonna do as far as you waiting. Like, why is my sex life so important to you? I mean, this is coming from an adult perspective. Why are you so hung up on why I want to wait? Why I want to wait? Why I want to wait? I just haven't figured that thing out. I just haven't figured it out yet. Why I want to wait? So as a teen, just to recap, as a teen, it's respectfully tell them why you want to wait and hear them out. You don't want to get angry about it, because everyone has a right to their own opinion. That's just what it is. Everybody has their own mind, brain. We just had to agree to disagree. And as an adult, same thing. And as an adult, and if it's not a parent, you can really if you can avoid people that giving you negative feedback about your waiting, then you should do that. If they're, obviously you're not gonna avoid your parent, but I'm just saying if it's another adult, you can avoid. You can probably avoid them. Distance yourself from them, because that's just negative energy. You don't want that. If that's just something you truly want to do, you want to avoid the negative energy that's going to influence you to do something you're not ready to do. That was a good question. That was a really good question. Thank you. That's something I can add to the curriculum. Thank you. Okay, guys. You're welcome. So I'm not, like I said, I want to keep you guys long. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. I want to thank you guys for watching, tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Like I said, if you share this broadcast with an adult, teens, whoever, stay connected. I got the book coming out for teen girls. So if you have a daughter, you have a niece, any girl 13 to 17 that want to get this book that's going to be coming out, the first book from Breaking It Down with CTJackson, the first book is huge. It's huge. I'm excited about it. Every time I read it over and over, I get excited. And I wrote the book. Like I don't know what's gonna happen next. Or I don't know the story, because my story is in there as well. So I'm just excited about it. And I will see you guys next week. Stay tuned next week, Monday at 7 o'clock.